number you dialed is not responding.
Hi guys, how are you doing? This is another episode of Daddy Freeze and Yella. Someone said Daddy Baba sleep small. I know if you sleep when money day to make work day, walk full ground. I will come day sleep. Say waiting they happen. I don't even sleep safe. Wake up. Hello. I brought sweet for me. Oh. Huh. Leave not me. When I say leave my wife, everybody thinks that me. No, no be me, no be me. Now question what person asked me just before I went to bed tonight. A gentleman called me with this issue. Ada, please, I have to talk to you maybe today when we're done. If we're done early, how are you doing, my darling sister? I'm calling the guy. The guy is supposed to have joined us tonight, but he's not picking his call. And I'm gonna bring Yella up now. Yella, where are you? Let me just send her a message. I'm live. I'm live. Hamza said, is this robot trading for real? Robot trading is absolutely for real. But I give no guarantees because nobody gave me none. You make around 20%. A lot of people will tell you make 45%. It's a lie. I've been on this robot for months. I've never made 45%. It's a lie from the pits of hell. Don't let anybody fool you. I know a lot of people rather go and register with other people who tell them they make 45. There is no 45% anywhere. Don't let anybody lie to you. You make about 20%, but tell me, when you keep your money in the bank and they give you 4% per annum, and then you're making 20% per month, it's a world of difference. A lot of people also say, is it safe? The safest place for a boat is in the harbor. Yeah, there's something wrong. Do you have an old Instagram version? Because I can't seem to add you. We're looking very pretty this evening. Anyway, before I start addressing pretty girls, let me finish what I was saying about this robot that they are disturbing me about. Please, guys, stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Send a WhatsApp message only to +234 80 231 79239. And the message should include only two things: your name and Daddy Freeze. Just Daddy Freeze and your name. Finish. The number again is +234 80 231 79239. WhatsApp only. Don't call, don't text. You see, they'll start calling now again. I turned on the phone because of the guy that's supposed to share his story with us. Please, guys, don't call. I beg you. WhatsApp only. +234 80 231 79239. Yella, what were you? What were you? Someone said, fine girl, make I paste your number. You paste your number, we cut your, what is it called? All right, I'm calling the gentleman here now. What are you pressing? What are you playing with there? Anyway, here's the story. The guy don't sleep, but let me type the number. Plus, sorry, 234 80 231 79239. Your name and daddy, oh Jesus, freeze.
What? The number you dialed is not responding.
Stop. Oh no. Your name and Daddy Freeze. WhatsApp only. Select all. Copy. Hey, lights don't kukuma go. See what's in Russia and Ukraine don't cause. All right, so should this guy leave his wife? That's the question. That's why our life don't they come, they go since this Russia Ukraine. Let me send him a message. Called you several times. Called you several times. Okay, so he's not coming on for whatever reason, and that is really quite sad. For Facebook people, I'm pinning my number. For those of you who are interested in WhatsApp, I say in Forex. Remember, there are no guarantees, so I'm not going to give you any. I'm not going to give you any guarantees. No one gave me any guarantees, and I invested $10,000 of my money. Okay, but the rewards are quite good. In a month, you stand to make as much as 20% of your capital, and in 5 months, you will be able to take your whole money and kukuma go. Okay, so welcome. Apparently, a gentleman called me less than 3 hours ago. I've been calling his number, and he's not picking. I'll call again. Initially, when he called, when I picked the call, I was like, what is it? You people stop calling me. You know the way I quarrel with people who I tell to not call me but just send WhatsApp with Daddy Freeze and their name only. You know? And then he's not picking. So even he said, Daddy Freeze, just hear me out, hear me out. And I said, okay, this thing I want to tell me, just kukuma say it. I was in a bad mood because I had so much I was doing, and I also needed to rest a little bit before the live started. Those of you watching me on YouTube, there's like this blue hue in the background. Let me tell you what happened there. The phone has a screen protector, and the screen protector is peeling off. So as it's peeling off, it's creating a blue hue around the camera. I kind of like it. So sometimes you see me reach out and touch the phone and it disappears. If I press it very hard, it will stick. Then it will last a little longer, but after a while, it will start to peel off again. So those of you watching on YouTube, don't think it's any magic. It's just that the screen protector is peeling off the phone. My TikTok family, how are you doing? Okay, how are you doing? I'm live on all platforms, including TikTok. Okay, that is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. Okay, so here's the topic. The guy called me. He said he was going to call live. He's a medical doctor. Someone said, how many phones do I use when I go live? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 phones on Sunday, 5, because I have 2 Facebook accounts and I like to cater to everybody. Buki Shote, how are you doing? Yella, your network is bad. Oh. So, my dear doctor friend, if you're listening, I'll try as much as possible to tell your story. It would have been so much better to hear your story directly from you. But sadly, you're not picking up your phone. And I did tell you I was going to call. One of my friends who trades Forex actively, by the way, called me and said he lost all his money. He placed a trade and then he slept off. Very sad story. That's why I don't trade manually anymore. All those people saying, come and learn how to trade, come and learn how to trade. Trading manually is not easy. That's why I just use the robot JJ. I used to trade manually at the time, but now I just use the robot. At the point I thought he picked the call. Okay, so let's talk about this story. It's a Daddy Freeze and Yella session. Yella is here. Yella's gonna be 20. Yella is unable to join. Yella, you need to reset your network. Your network is bad. I can't seem to bring you. Okay, so let me tell you the story. He called me up and said that there's this woman he's been dating. She's also a doctor. And then, for one reason or the other, they broke up and lost contact, and then she moved to the US. she now moved to the US. When she got to the US, they were out of touch. He moved on and got married to somebody else and started his life. The problem now is, okay, did you hear the beginning part or should I start again?
I heard.
Okay. So he broke up with, he broke up with the girl, or they just lost touch. She went to the US and then he went on and got married. Then a little later, he now ran into the same woman again. And this time, he was already married.
Wait, no, I did not hear.
You don't hear what?
I didn't hear the beginning of the story.
Okay, let me start the story again. Apparently, the gentleman who I've been trying to call all evening was dating a lady.
Guy, whose network is good, like solid?
Your network is bad already, and you are distracting us, Yella. Your network is very, very bad.
Somebody please answer.
Okay, now listen. Be quiet, let me talk so that we won't be going back and forth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So don't say anything while I read the topic. So you can understand and everybody can understand. Apparently, this guy is a doctor. He was dating some lady. The lady moved to the US. When she got to the US, they lost contact for a while. He moved on and married somebody else. Then, a few years down the line, he gets in touch with this lady again, and then they start dating while he's already married. Now, the question is, the lady came to Nigeria with her daughter and demanded that he married her. I asked him, I said, come, does your wife know about this? He said his wife knows about the lady and they've quarreled about it several times. I now asked, I said, why would you want to leave your wife? Do you want to leave your wife? He said he doesn't know. That's the question he's asking me. I said, Baba, which kind of jam question? You can't ask me so for this time of the night. I said, who does he love? He said he loves the new lady, the other lady in America. I said, why? Is it because she's more beautiful? Does it have anything to do with physical looks? He said, no, that his wife is actually more beautiful, but he has a greater connection with this other lady. So I also asked, I said, is his wife educated? He said, yes, his wife is a PhD holder. So his wife's educated, his wife's a PhD holder. This other lady is a doctor, so it's not about being enlightened. You know, sometimes you are dating someone or you're in a relationship with someone, but you're not feeling like you're connected to them because of a disparity in educational backgrounds and educational qualifications. But in this particular instance, his wife is also well educated. She has a PhD. He now said that, I now asked, I said, what does a relationship with your wife? He said the relationship with his wife is very flat. Like, he just comes home, she's on her phone, she's pressing her phone. I asked him, I said, come, are you sure your wife has not cheated on you? He said, no, that she's not the type, that he doesn't see her as the cheating type. I said, does your wife know about this other lady? He said, yes, like his wife knows about her, and his wife had called her to abuse her at one time or the other. So the question now is, what do I advise him? Let me start with Yella, and then we open up the lines so people can call and advise us. Somebody says, once he gets in, he'll be bored again. Great contribution. That does make some sense. So Yella, what is your take? Can you hear me? Yes. So what is your take? And we're also waiting for other people to join. I'm going to bring let me bring somebody on while we wait for Yella to connect. Send me a WhatsApp message. I said WhatsApp message. I'm used to this WhatsApp. Send me a request if you have a contribution. Send me a request if you have a contribution. Someone said the man and woman. Please, let's not judge him. Let's not judge him. Okay, just send me a request if you want to be in this video. Lovett says the grass looks greener on the outside. That does make sense. That does make sense. Juliet, how are you doing? Let me see if I can add you guys to my live. Quite a few people are sending requests, but it's hard to add you guys. I don't know why. Okay, I've sent a couple of requests. Yes, who do we have here?
Hello, good evening, Daddy Freeze.
Hi, good evening. Can we see your beautiful face? Turn on your lights.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze.
How are you doing?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, my name is Princess. Good evening.
All right, Princess, go ahead. Wow, people's networks are bad. Or is it my network? I don't think it's my network. Oh. My network is good. All right, you know what? I'm going to pick somebody from... TikTok. Guys, on TikTok, if you want to join the conversation, please, those that heard the topic, I'm not going to repeat the topic, it's too long. Someone said he's married, why look elsewhere? Yeah, it's always easy to judge until you are in that situation. So just send me a request. If you're on TikTok, send me a request. Maybe TikTok will be clear. All right, so send me a request on TikTok. I can bring you live. Let's have this conversation on TikTok. Okay, somebody said, Don, I've not seen any request on TikTok so far. I'm going to keep the conversation on TikTok while Instagram gets its. Sadly, okay, Facebook people too are sending requests. Allow your viewers to request. Okay. Kenneth Kate, let me approve. Send invitation. So let me see if this works. I'll add someone on YouTube. Okay, we have 2 people on TikTok. Okay. 4 requests. Requested. Oh, wow, we've got somebody on Facebook. This is amazing. The first time ever somebody will join on Facebook. Can I hear you, sir? Wait, so... Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm Siri.
Siri, get off my phone. You are blocking. Not you, my darling sister. So did you hear the conversation?
I didn't really hear the conversation. I'm sorry. I just came on TikTok. So
oh, I'm so sorry. I need someone who heard the conversation. Thank you so much, my darling sister Doe. and God bless you. Oh wow, I lost the guy on Facebook. This is the first time we're having people on Facebook, and we lost the guy. Okay, let me bring Bookie Shorter. I'm sure Bookie heard, so Bookie, please help me repeat this because I can't repeat it a second time. TikTok people, I'm still bringing you live, and Facebook people too. I heard the conversation. Margaret, okay, send me a request. Let me bring you live. If Margaret heard the conversation, let me bring you live. All right, I've got Bookie Shorter right here.
Sorry, guys.
How are you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening, my darling Bookie. How are you doing?
I'm fine. The network is a bit funny tonight.
Yes, network is a bit funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you please repeat the conversation or what you heard of it while I'm trying to get people on from TikTok, from everywhere else, so we can contribute. And then, of course, you can share your own contribution. Let me bring Yella back.
My understanding.
Okay, a bit louder, please.
Yes?
Yes, I can hear you.
Understanding, he's a medical doctor.
Yes.
Married. He had an ex who went to US.
Okay.
She came back, she wants to be with him, and then he feels he loves her, he doesn't really love his wife, who is a PhD holder, so that's not a problem. Is that basically what's going on?
Okay, yes, here's the story. Now, guys, listen, I will not repeat it again. Bookie Shorten said the most of it. Apparently, this guy was dating this girl way back. They were both doctors. The girl relocated abroad. They lost contact. He went on and got married.
Yeah.
Later on, they met again and the fires were rekindled. They started dating again. He was still married all this while, though. Now, the lady now comes to Nigeria and says they must get married. And yes, another part of the story that I forgot. She has a daughter and she wants him to become the girl's father. She wants to change the name of the daughter to his name. So he's a bit perplexed. So when he asked me, I said, which one do you love? He said the one in America. Which one is more beautiful? He said his current wife, but beauty does not matter. Which one is more educated? Both of them are educated. His wife at home is a PhD holder. This one abroad is a medical doctor. So at the end of the day, what do we advise this guy to do? Let me start with, there's somebody here called Toman. Toman, let me bring you live. You have a similar story. Okay, I'm bringing him live. Now, Bookie, you tell us what's on your mind. Yella, I'm going to listen to your perspective, and then we bring Toman on live. So, let me start with you, Bookie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Toman.
Hi, Daddy Freeze. I'm so sorry. I don't want to show my full face. I'm in a similar position.
Okay. Just hold on. Let Bookie give her perspective. Let Yella give her perspective. Then I'm gonna bring you live. Just be patient, okay? So over to you, Bookie.
Perfect. Okay. So the thing is, I feel that his intentions are we don't know his true intentions. He feels like he loves this woman in Yankee. My question is, if she wasn't in Yankee, if she was in Aba or Ibadan, and they reconnect, would he still want to be with her?
Now, he's a London trained doctor. So he does not have that travel problem because he said it. Let me tell you the funny thing. When I finished talking to him, he asked for my account number. He said that if you just consulted for me and I want to pay for your consultation. He's the first person to even, so he doesn't sound poor.
Okay. So we can rule out that one because the first thing that came in my head is he wants to jack back from Nigeria naturally. Now the thing about the whole setup is it's very dicey. Sometimes we feel like someone said, maybe the grass is never greener on the other side. Now, I am sure that they are having issues in their marriage. Obviously, they're having issues in their marriage. Maybe this is what started the issue. I don't know. But a lot of people, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people, again, get married just for the sake of getting married, or maybe time is going, or pressure, or something like that. Not everybody actually gets married because they love the person. Sometimes they love somebody else, but because of circumstances, they have to settle with what they have. So could this be the case of, okay, his wife, he's married to her because she was the only option he had at that time, and deep down he didn't really love her. That's another thing. So now the other ladies come back, but I think at the end of the day, I can't say he should go with his heart, which is to go with the US woman, because every action and reaction has a ripple effect. So it's not just about him now again. It's about his wife, it's about family, it's about if they have children together, that is going to have an effect on everyone. So at the end of the day, again, what are his motives? What are his real intentions? That is it. But in terms of love, I don't know. A lot of people think they love people, but they don't actually love people. They're infatuated, or they love the circumstance, and when things kind of change, then you find out that what the heck am I doing in this situation? So it's really dicey to advise. Yella, what do you think?
All right, over to you, Yella.
Okay, so people are saying he doesn't have business with the lady from America, but like the thing is, he had business with her, and then he got what I would call a makeshift.
Hmm.
Do you understand what I mean? It's the same thing that Buki is saying. He loved this other woman, and then she came back, and now he's in love with her again. People outgrow other people. Like, people outgrow their exes, but he didn't outgrow her for some reason, so he's obviously still madly in love with her. More in love with her than he is with his wife, if you're being honest. If she could come back and still, like, after all these years, just come and take him back like that, after all these years. Like, that's what I think. So, like, I wouldn't, like, actually, you wouldn't want to say, because you wouldn't want to hurt his current wife's feelings, but like at the end of the day, now she knows that one other woman somewhere won her husband's heart. So do you really want him to go back to that marriage, and then she knows that he loves another woman more than him, more than her, and she knows he's only in here because he feels that he should be here, not because he loves her, which is what a marriage is about.
That's why I wanted so desperately to bring Yella. I actually called her about 2 hours ago. I said, look, leave whatever you are doing. You are coming to join us live at 11 o'clock, because she always has a very interesting perspective. Okay? Where's this other lady? Oh, the lady that has a story. She can't go. She can't be gone. Oh.
Let her come on. Let her come
Lady, come back. We need you to share your story, and we need you to be honest while you are sharing it. Okay?
Exactly. That's what someone's saying. He lost all hope of getting the one he wanted. So
he had a makeshift. This is the first time I'm hearing that makeshift relationship. Some people just manage what's available because it looks presentable, and sometimes it is not presentable to you, but presentable to people around you. You know, your mother will start getting into your head. But this guy is a nice guy now. I mean, this girl is a nice girl now. Look at her. She's studying to go for her PhD.
This is what they're saying. Yella, you don't have respect. Respect for who? For his wife. Like, I know it's unfair, but at the end of the day, she deserves to be with someone who loves her. Do you understand? And her husband clearly does not love her. At least he loves her, but not in that way, because he loves another person.
He loves another person more, to the point where
how is she going to feel knowing that he loves this one more than he loves me? Like, it's clear.
Did you say his current wife knows about this other woman?
Yes, and she has called her to cuss her out.
See, the thing is, another problem is, a lot of marriages, I think I said before, oh, is she back?
She's back.
Yes, I'm back.
Oh,
Can you
come
hear
on.
me?
All right, yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead and share your story.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry you're
actual phase is for some
Security reasons. We get it. We get it. We get it.
Okay, first I will start by saying I would really like that we don't judge each other when things like this are concerned. Because
Okay.
the honest truth is, if you don't find yourself in a position like that, you will not know. And it's very easy to judge, and we shouldn't have to do that. We should be able to try and understand where other people are coming from. So I'm actually also married. I'm based in Canada with my spouse, and I had this relationship with this person. I would say it was my very first serious one, but we separated because I had to move and things like that, and he had to move to another country. So you can see that in instances like that, we did not really call it quits per se, but circumstances had to make us move. But then, because we also lost communication, I had to move on with my life, and he had to move on with his life. So I got married, he got married. Interestingly, for the past 10 years, this person has been looking for me. Like, everybody I know has been telling me this person is seriously looking for me. And when he finally got in touch, he said, you know what, I'm going to be honest. 4 years after you left, I couldn't see myself dating anyone, but I had to move on with my life as well. I had to start a family. But now that I've been able to locate you and know where you are, I feel like I'm stuck. And I really want to see if we can go back to that previous place, and if we can.
And you are both currently married now.
Yes, I am married now with kids, and it's the same thing. He's married with kids. He said he lost his wife. He really lost his wife. If he had never been able to reconnect with me, then he wouldn't have found himself in this position, because he never knew we were ever going to be able to connect. But now he is in a position where he doesn't know how to truly move on with his wife, because he feels like what we had was not fully dealt with, and he has not really been able to really deeply love someone like he did before. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not a one-side street. This is a two-way street. So it's like
Now, when you guys reconnected, please be honest with us. When you guys reconnected, did you have intercourse?
No, we never had intercourse, because I'm still here and he's in another country, but we reconnected, like communication and things like that. But it's been a very difficult process, because truly this is somebody I have, like, this is the one person I've always desired. I'm gonna be honest. And it's like the feeling is reciprocated, and he's like, if I truly accept that we should move forward, he's more than willing to invite the church, invite the family, and explain himself and see how we can move forward. You know, it's...
Now, let me ask you, do you love your own husband?
Interestingly, I do. That's what it's hard. Like, how I do, but you see, the love is more on one side. Like, it weighs more on one side. So now I don't know if it's if it's love. I have no idea. So, but if you ask me, I would choose to rewind the time, to go right back and be with this person, because this has always been a heart desire of mine. And it's funny how the family keeps contacting me as well, to be like, we thought it was gonna be you, what happened, blah blah blah. So I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm deriving joy in these people calling me, but I'm trying to also point out that these situations are things that really happen to a lot of people, and unless you really find yourself in it, you might not be able to understand. At this point, there are kids involved, so it's a whole ball game.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids.
Yella wants to ask you a question. Yella, go ahead.
Yes. So, what are you going to do? Like, right now, the truth is, yes, these feelings are here and everything, but I'm looking at my kids, I'm looking at the life I've built, and I don't think I'm in a position to destabilize that, especially for the sake of my children. I think I have to sacrifice something, and I'm willing to sacrifice this, in quotes, feeling unloved,
if that's what's gonna keep my home, because I really don't know how the outcome is gonna look like. In movies we watch these things, how blended families. I know it's beautiful, but I don't know how it's gonna look like. So I'm worried about that. So I choose to.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
If
sir.
you ran into this guy, let's say you went to another country or came home to Nigeria and he was in Nigeria at the same time, and you ran into him and you're away from your family, would you guys get intimate? Would you make love?
It is something I think will happen, but it's a situation which I'm not willing to put myself into.
Now, you see, as long as there is a space, a crack in the wall of 5%, you will one day meet this guy. It can be an old school reunion. You will, and when you do, the sparks will fly, and your family that you are putting everything on the side. And now, let me now tell you, that's when it's now going to hit really hard, because then your husband is not going to say, "Oh, I'm in love. I understand. My wife loved him before." Your husband's going to believe you cheated on him. Sparks are going to fly. You're going to get bored with your current situation, whether you like it or not. Okay, I want Bookie Shorter to say something so then I can add another person. Wait, oh, my sister, you don't go anywhere. Oh, you is still your matter we are discussing.
First of all, you shouldn't even entertain, give the ex room in the first place. See, once you give them, like you said, just a tiny space, it's trouble. Don't give them space in the first place, unless you have made up your mind that you want to do it, you want to move forward. Because some people, they haven't moved on. They're still, even though the ex has gone, when the ex comes back, their mind is still with the ex. They haven't actually moved on. So don't give the ex any space at all. That's number one. Like I said earlier, a lot of marriages, the problem we have is a lot of marriages in our society, and please do me wrong, we are all married for different reasons. Like, we are married because of society, like I said, religion. We're married because of pressure, time is going, this, that, this person is available. So a lot of people, when people say love, especially when we say love, a lot of people say love. I'm careful with that word love, because when you love somebody, it's a different ball game entirely. And if you do love somebody, no matter how many exes come your way, you won't even notice them. It's like they don't exist. You're in that space. But if you're married for the wrong reasons, which a lot of people are married for wrong reasons, that is a problem in itself. So like I said, don't even give any ex. Yoruba says, I always use Yoruba, my Yoruba, I love it. In Kote Yomi Je. If you know you want to do it, it is the Bible that said that by looking alone, you don't commit. So avoid anything to make you commit. Avoid it. Don't even give the space. There's this rubbish Yoruba slang then, I don't know whether you still use it. They'll say that one did there, ever did there. Like, if the guy and the woman has been together, there's a very high possibility, even if they're not together again, to come back, and still, when they have room, they will still go back together. So don't even give any room, unless your mind, human beings now, we want to have everything. We want to have that, we want to have this one. We want both, but we don't want to drop any. So that's the part.
Now, thank you so much, Bookie. Before I remove you from the live, I want to say something, which I'm sure you probably concur with, and then Yella too would say something. You see, many relationships are built on the foundations of structures our parents constructed in our minds. You see, parents have a very subtle way. I never suffered from that, because right from a very young age, I always knew what I wanted and I knew how to get it, and I was not lazy about getting it. So parents more so advised without getting in my way. You see, sometimes parents have a subtle way of getting into your head. And Yella is here. She can bear me witness. I tell my children, don't let anybody tell you who to marry. Don't let anybody tell you. Don't listen to anybody with regards of when to marry. Do you know I quarrel with my mother-in-law and my mom when they make those statements? Oh, I can't wait for your wedding. I change it for them immediately. Which wedding? All the children that they pushed inside marriage, at the end of the day, they have come out to meet us again inside the. I mean, they've gone to meet the people who are unmarried. You understand? You can't wait to be married. No. If it takes you till you are 40, that's when you want to marry. If you don't want to marry in your life, that's your business.
Exactly.
That's your business. I will not allow you to marry until you are sure you want to do it.
Exactly.
That is what. Yella is here now. That's what I teach them. You see, sometimes you don't understand that parents and grandparents have this dress I wear to your wedding. You have entered that person's head. This is the kind of wedding we want for you. What you are doing is you are planting a seed in the head of somebody who is not ready for that conversation or thought. It happened to me, but you see, my own case was my own fault. We were in final year. We had finished our exams. My ex got pregnant. And I felt that, the honorable thing to do was to marry. How it got into my head, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
School,
let me tell you, there was one guy, he used to be my boss on the radio then. He said, you don't need to marry. Take care of your child. You don't need to marry. Do you know if I'd listened to him, that my child would still be in my life today? I've not seen that child in almost 5 years because the marriage went south. We're not meant to be together. The marriage just went south.
Exactly.
Now, if I'd been taking care of the guy, do you understand? By now, we'll still have had a relationship. It might be a strained relationship. It might be, oh, my daddy's, but it will have been some sort of a relationship. Do you understand? Not that everything just scattered. So sometimes many people get married because, oh, I'm pregnant. You are pregnant does not mean you have to marry the person. The person can be in the life of your child without having to marry you. My sister Yetunde also says this all the time. Say, look, I will not allow my child to get married because they are pregnant. Have the child first. Then if you two want to marry after you've had the child, then you can now go ahead. But that because of the marriage because of the pregnancy you are pressured to get into marriage is totally wrong. I know some people who want to get married. They have a good life together and then she gets pregnant and then the pregnancy helps you make the decision. That's a totally different scenario. But when the pregnancy pressures you, it's not like it helps you make the decision. The pregnancy is what decides totally, this is it, you have to marry. Then you are bound to get into trouble somewhere along the line. I was having a conversation with a young lady who all her life wanted to read medicine because her grandparents suggested to her that medicine was, not without any direct pressure, but just those getting into your head. And she wanted to be a doctor until one day she told me, like, come, I don't really want to be a doctor.
Can you imagine?
And I'm like, why? I never really wanted to in the first place. And I'm like, why? Because of grandma, because of, you see, so we parents and grandparents need to take a cue. This is 2022. Parents and grandparents have ruined people's lives enough in the past.
Yeah.
I went to see one prayer warrior. The prayer warrior said that this is your husband. Or the prayer warrior said that you should not marry this person. Prayer warrior, when they find waiting, go take chop. How you go take buy a private jet? Anything you put for in front, now cruise.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful with these narratives because at the end of the day, you will find yourself in this situation. Let me tell you the truth. If you marry someone because your parents feel is right or because it's a good connection, you will get to a point where you will be bored. And then you'll find that old flame, or sometimes it's even a new flame. You just stumble upon somebody and that person just ticks all the right boxes. And then you throw your whole family, you throw all caution to the wind because as a human being, you cannot replace hunger with batting.
No.
When you are hungry, you can't bathe and the hunger will go away. If you like bathe with 2 gallons of gari, the hunger will not go away. So you have opened room. Many people do these things. They marry the convenient one. They marry the one that the parents will calculate that in future this one will have money. His job is nice. He looks like he has potential for growth. Marry this one. Oh, don't marry this one. He's an artist. You now marry that one and then you'll be following that artist.
Yeah.
So we need to work our minds into these situations. Over to you, Yella.
Okay, so there was something that he said, and he said something about what's it called? Like you even like let your ex slip through the cracks. Like you shouldn't even let him in.
Yes.
First. Well, at the end of the day, I think we're human beings and we let so many things slip in the cracks of our lives, and that's why we're human. We make mistakes. Now, what we're looking at is what you do when it does happen. What you do when it does happen, because like at the end of the day, it's always when things like this will always happen. Like what I would advise here, people are saying no, sir, don't leave the woman. I think you should, because honestly, someone was saying, oh, then that means you don't love your husband. I think you love him. You love your brother. That doesn't mean you want to marry him. There are different kinds of love. Now you love him because you know him to be someone who has best interest at heart, someone who would always do this for you, do that for you, knows you from head to toe. That is why you love him. You're not in love with him now, you just love him. And because you love him, you should want what's best for him. And he deserves someone who loves him the way he loves her. He needs to actually leave this woman. The thing is, people are saying it's wrong. The thing is, it's sad. It's not wrong. That's doing the right thing to me. It's actually very sad and it's heartbreaking. But like at the end of the day, life goes on. So the woman's life has to go on and the man's life has to go on. I know you're saying that, oh, you feel like you're going to sacrifice this for the sake of keeping your family together. Imagine if your husband finds out and he knows you love this more than you love him, and then now he wants to leave. The marriage falls apart. You know. The marriage falls apart.
Okay, Nene, I'm going to bring you next. Continue, Yella.
Your children without I feel like you need to be happy in order for you to take care of your children, because your children will catch you. Mommy, why aren't you happy? They will grow up asking you those questions. They will see it on you, and you're going to feel so much regret when they grow up and they tell you, but you should have left. We would have been fine. And you will think, but you don't know that. But the thing is, they would have been fine, because you would still look for a solution to that. What makes you think you wouldn't find that solution?
Let me tell you something, yeah. When I was growing up, my parents had issues, and at a point, I was trying to get them divorced because it was too much stress. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this story before.
No.
I was like, come, what's wrong with you people? This thing is not working. But you see, of course, at the end of the day, they loved each other, so they were able to patch their things up, and eventually work it out. But at that point, I was for the divorce. I was like, you know what, you guys need to get a divorce. I'm not. And that time, it wasn't even a popular thought. When we were growing up, divorce was not something that people just. It's not like today, like everybody just wants to get a divorce, like it's trending. It's like trending on Twitter. Hi, divorce, hashtag divorce. I'm divorced too. No, you see those days. Sorry?
Divorce party.
Yes, they throw divorce parties these days. Those days, divorce was something serious. But I just felt that they were not going anywhere together. And it made no sense to me back then. And of course, my parents would never have brought the story that we are together because of you. Now that's the day we get that one. I will bring the lawyer to the house. We are separate these two people. They are not because of me. I'm okay. I don't need the two of you to be. So I understand. Sometimes we kids can see cracks in a marriage, in our parents' marriage, and those days of when parents say, I'm staying because of you, don't stay because of me.
Yeah.
Stay because of yourself. If you have issues, no matter how serious the issues are, whether they are cheating or abuse or whatever, as long as you are staying because of yourself. You feel you can work this out. You feel you have a shot. Then I'm with you 100%. But when you say I'm staying with for the kids, I'm not support. You don't need to do it now. The people that say I'm staying for the kids are people who are either uneducated, unemployed, people who don't have. When you don't have anything to do, you have no choice but to stay.
That's our parents' mentality. Even even if you want to leave, your parents, that's the first thing your parents will say. That's the first thing your family, your pastor, your neighbors will say because of the children. But like you said, if I'm not happy, I cannot make you happy. I can't give you what I don't have. If I'm with you and I'm not happy, there's no way I can make you. If I'm with you and I'm not happy, I can't make you happy. So at the end of the day, it's still going to go down the rocks. It's just like you said, the word patching. We are very good at patching. Oh my God, we are very wonderful at patching. So at the end of the day, that is why they say
there has to be an opening. All right, the lady with us, sorry to cut you. The lady with us, Tomami, says she wants to say something. Tomami, please go ahead.
First, I have to really say I really appreciate all the advice, and I want to acknowledge this is a topic which you can never really master, and you should be open to receiving what other people have to offer in terms of a way forward. And it's true, yes, it's true. I did mention the kids are involved. I'm gonna be honest. Another main reason I told myself this is not a path I want to go through, even though if there is imposed a desire, I still have to find time to say, is this really a real desire, or is this desire there because it's been a long time, Because sometimes when you're in the house with someone and then you're experiencing all the naughtiness from that person, it's easy for you to find a burning desire outside. So I don't want to be completely blind by all of this and say, oh, this is really, really what I want. Another thing is, the other woman in question, she loves her husband dearly. I don't see myself in that position destabilizing this woman's home because of how much I know she loves this person.
Hold on, let me say something. That home is not stable. The man is looking for you everywhere. The man is looking for you everywhere. Forget it. That home, I can tell you for free. You will pay me for this later. That home is not, you are not destabilizing anything. A man is married to you and it's to another woman and is looking for you up and down for 5 years. Is that a home? That's a nonsense home. Sorry, I just had to point that to you. You are not destabilizing their home.
Found her, but be looking for her.
Sorry, say that again, Yella.
Actually, for it was close to 10 years. Yes, like everyone used to contact me.
That's not a home.
Yeah.
If taste gods knew that there was some woman in my life that I've been looking for 10 years, she will leave me this night. Ile Ola Onimo, she will not, as in tomorrow morning will not dawn before she leaves. That you are with me, but you are looking for, what are you looking for that person for?
Exactly.
So continue what you are saying, my darling sister. I just wanted to chip that in.
Something like,
yes, Yella, go ahead.
In my generation, we would rather just leave before we are told to leave. Do you understand what I mean? So as that woman, as we just know this man, it wouldn't even come here. We would just leave because you clearly do not want me.
Exactly.
No one is going to beg you to love them. That's the thing.
Because another thing is, this is not somebody I used to sit and think about until this whole thing happened. So at the end of the day, it's true. If there was no crack in my own personal relationship at home as well, then this would never have happened. You people mentioned a lot of reasons.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes, my dear.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, Yella.
Okay, so you never used to think about him not once in a while. You never thought about him. Okay, let's assume the crack came through a text message. Before you replied his chat, what went through your mind?
I thought he was crazy before I replied the chat. I couldn't believe after all this while he had been trying to reach out.
No, not what you thought about him. What you thought, did you think anything could happen between you guys? Did memories come back when he texted you? What happened?
No.
What did you, not towards, you weren't thinking about what he was thinking for texting you. What were you thinking about him when he texted you?
not honestly, I don't think there was any thought beyond just reading the text and being like, oh, so finally this boy was able to reach me. There was really nothing at the start. No.
Nothing. So before you texted back, you didn't think anything could go wrong?
No, I didn't foresee anything could go wrong. I think it was a constant, the ongoing back and forth and the ongoing messages from other people that started bringing the thoughts. I was like, oh, okay. When I think right back, we never really ended this thing, blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, before I met this person, it's not like I used to sit and think and wish and want. So I still can see my life perfectly fine without this person. I just thought I should share.
Try I'm not like a relationship or anything, but like in your case, I would like say that I think you should just like try and rekindle things with your husband. Like try and remember why you started with your husband.
I got interested because when Daddy Freeze shared this story, it kind of resonated with what was going on, and I saw a lot of comments. People were like insulting and bashing. I'm like, dude, you know what? This is not a place and time where we should be saying all these things. Like, we human beings are natural hypocrites. That's the truth. A lot of people saying these things, you have no idea the things they do in the background. Like, no idea. I watched a video where Bobby Franklin came in and said some people used to come and bash him, but he will catch them in places and he's like, hey, so you two, you do this thing, and this is us. Like, guys, we should stop this. This is a platform where we need to be able to come, share our problems, and look for a common solution. Like, the fact that I'm saying this thing I'm going through doesn't mean I'm the only one going through it. Even if I'm the only one, come on, guys. It's not that these things hurt me. It really doesn't, because this is my life. I'm not ashamed of my life. I'm not ashamed of what I'm going through.
Now, let me ask you a question, sis. Does your husband know?
Know about what?
This other guy.
No.
What would his reaction be if he found out today?
I think his reaction will be the same like my reaction, quite disappointed and wanting us to talk through. Do you really want us to move forward with us, or do you want to think about the other one? So, unlike him, I will be disappointed for sure. I'm human.
Okay, Buki, thank you so much, my darling sister. Let me bring Nene. God bless you. It was wonderful having your contribution. Let me bring Nene. That was Buki Sote, ladies and gentlemen. We had a wonderful time in the UK with Taste Bud tonight. Nene, send me a request. Go ahead, say what you wanted to say. Yella.
No, it's just asking her a question. Have you watched this Netflix series called, I'm not allowed to use this word though, but Intercourse Life? Have you watched?
No.
You haven't watched it? Like, Daddy, please just allow me. It's called Sex Life. I don't want her to look for the wrong.
Yes.
For the wrong show. I don't want her to. I think you should watch it because it's very similar to what you're going through.
Okay.
It's kind of similar.
Okay, I will.
You don't give people work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Nene here. Nene, what is your take?
So me, I'm not judging her, but until you are on someone's shoe, then you know how it feels. So I can understand where she's coming from. I see a lot of people saying stuff in the comments, but you all don't know what people go through. There are some people you've been with that you always think about, that you always still love. Like in your mind, they're still there. They're there somewhere. And you get married because of pressure or something. Like, I've been in a relationship. I had 2 kids. I never loved this guy. I know one day I'm gonna walk out of that relationship. Everybody was like, oh, you have 2 kids, you have to get married, you have to this, you have to that, you have to that. But within me, I knew I was gonna leave one day, even if I get married to this person. So unfortunately, we did get married, and I left because I knew I was not there. It's not like I was thinking about someone, but like, I am not there. Like, everybody have their own like position. Until you are in that position, then you know how it feels, how it's how it like. So for this guy, if you love this lady, and that marriage is not gonna be a happy marriage, that's one thing I'm gonna say. Either this guy is gonna go out there and cheat or something else, but that marriage is not gonna be happy. So why can't you go where your heart is? So that's it.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have a similar story? And we've not brought any guys so far. I've been the only guy talking. If you're a guy and you want to be in this, please send a request.
Somebody said, how did you get pregnant for him? Were you on drugs?
No, I was not on drugs, but like you can get pregnant for people. You don't get pregnant, you can get pregnant. So like everybody have their situation. Like until you're on that spot, like don't judge someone else.
Like some people actually think it's easy to even to sin. Okay, you want to call it adultery? And because you're already looking outside, it's not even easy to sin.
No,
it's not all the time that it's even easy to sin that they're sinning. So like, we're human beings and we make mistakes. Just take it easy. Like don't life already is. Like it was hard. If it was so easy, he wouldn't bring it here in the first place.
And some people come to the internet and pretend to be so perfect, but
don't mind all these Yahoo internet people, jokers.
Yeah, there are some things that you're going wrong with. Just be honest with yourself. There are some things you're not right with. There are some things you can say, but like within you, you're like maybe in that same position, but you don't want to say it so that people will judge you. Like, oh, this is the internet. If I say something, like people are gonna say this, they're gonna say this. But at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself. Like this lady, my sister, I know. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Don't look at people judging you. I know they're gonna judge you. They're gonna say, oh, the husband might see this. You're saying your mind like this is like what happened and this is you, and you're saying it. That doesn't mean like you're gonna leave your husband. But I know you're there. You're not happy. That's it. You're not happy.
See, now can I say something? Somebody in the comment section said, "Will you tell your children, oh, I didn't like your father?" Do you know that that's none of their business? The children's business is, does the father like them? Does the mother like them? It's not really about does the mother and the father. It doesn't really.
And the kids don't want who want their kids to grow up in a home where two people are not happy. Like, so at the end of the day, it's about happiness. If the kids can see mom happy separately, dad is happy separately, that's fine.
Makes a lot of sense.
Then two parents are together and then the kid is trying to break them up.
Yes.
All right, let me bring somebody else. Nene, thank you so much. I want to bring a guy.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Nene. Thank you. That was really a nice contribution. Guys, can I see you? Especially if you have a similar story, it will be so nice to bring you up. Okay, so I've invited a guy here. Guys, also send me requests. Can we please see your face, sir? I once said, just stay with your husband. It's not easy like that, too. And then you be staying with your husband and be sleeping with somebody outside or be texting somebody outside. It's nonsense. The problem is divorce should be made easy in such a way that if two people decide that they don't want to be together, or one person decides that they don't want to be with the other person, it shouldn't totally destroy that other person. That other person is able to move on. Because if
I'm sorry to cut you short, Adi, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The difference between me and them is I will think about these things, but if I have to sleep with that man, then I'd rather call it quits with my husband. I will not go sleep with that man.
But let me break your heart, sis. You're already cheating.
I will not do that.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is you have cheated emotionally already.
Daddy, can I say something?
Yes.
That's in the eyes of the Bible. You know that's actually in the eyes of the Bible. If you that mommy was talking to another man and not even in a sexual way, but they might be feelings, you're going to tend more to forgive her than if she actually has intercourse with this man. That's in the eyes of the Bible.
Well, yes, but you see, if you actually look in the eyes of the Bible, Matthew 5:27, Christ said, the moment you look, you've already committed adultery. So
Exactly.
phone call that you are thinking of a man, you have already committed the adultery already.
Put in our head the judgment that we are giving. It's not the same. We won't value that as much as we would value you actually.
Sometimes, let me be honest with you. Sometimes, yeah, the actual intercourse might just be a mistake. They were drunk, they were in a bad place. But you see, that emotional connection via a phone relationship, sometimes that one is more painful, because if you stumble upon the chats, for instance, and they are talking about deep things, and they're connecting on a way that you and them don't connect, sometimes it's even more painful than you found out that they had a one night stand and then everybody moved on. Sometimes emotional cheating can hurt more than physical cheating. And my darling sister, that's not you, Yella. My darling sister, whether you like to admit it or not, you have already cheated emotionally. The fact that you've not gone down the full 8 miles of actually physically engaging in intercourse, like Yella and I would like to say, you have still cheated. So you're not in an enviable spot.
And we can that this man, the man in question here, has actually emotionally cheated.
Yes.
Good. Now, emotional cheating. Now we're going to talk about. I think we should talk about emotional cheating, because I feel like it's when you emotionally cheat that marriage needs to end, because you found something with someone that is like, it's not about sex. It's not about sex, deeper than sex. So that's even why he needs to go.
All right, we have a gentleman here. Please, we'd like to have you just for 1 minute so we can round off. What is your take?
Hey, good evening. It's morning already.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Yella, morning. The situation here is kind of coming with mixed feelings. Seriously, when two hearts gels together, no matter how long it takes for you to come back, when you see that person again, that love or that interest will rekindle naturally. But the issue at hand is that most times, if you jump back into that relationship, for the period you've been apart, some things have changed which you don't know. By the time you come back together, you will find out that you are not what you expected, are not what you are getting at the end of the day. So rather seriously, nobody, if I don't want to judge, people will be like, okay, why will he think that way? The woman has gone and she has kids now and you want to, but on a good day is what he's feeling right now, and he feel like he wants to be with the woman. Yeah, he can take a divorce straight away, or let the woman. Why are people eloping? We've seen several people elope with another woman, and they will go somewhere, hide themselves there. At the end of the day, they find out that thing is not working. But for me, if I want just to be to go straight the way the man has narrated this story to us, I would say he should go follow his heart, and that's simple. If he wants to follow his heart, let him do it, and whatever he finds out there, oh well. I believe that should be the. Let him follow his heart and follow the woman.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let me bring one more person and then we end the live. Thank you so much. So one more guy this time. The king. Let me see. I hope it's a guy. And please, I need your lights on. Yes, go ahead, sir. How are you doing?
Very good, Pete. How you doing?
So, hi, Yella. So this is actually a story that actually hits home for me. I had this relationship some years ago where she was technically married, but she decided to leave her husband because she felt that the marriage was based on, you know, they were both from a certain church in Nigeria. I don't want to mention the name. But they were connected through the church situation, and it was all family, church, everybody. Everybody expected them to get married and stuff. So they eventually did get married. However, after a year, I met her coincidentally. We started to we had a study group together. So we started to have something. Yeah, and she confided in me that she never really wanted that relationship, and that she just got married to the guy because of the fact that the guy was from the same church. They were Pentecostals, and
Sure, not
and
here.
the guy loved God, so that she wanted a God-fearing man. However, we started this relationship, and I generally, I mean, it's not something I'm proud of, but I generally was not very comfortable with the relationship because of the fact that the girl was still technically married, but she wasn't living with the guy because she had to move out at some point because they could not stay together at some point. She just wasn't feeling it. So we had a relationship for a long time, for about 2 years. It was an interesting one. She eventually divorced the guy. However, after the divorce, she still felt some level of guilt that this guy did absolutely nothing to her. It was just based off of the fact that she didn't feel that spark. It was all a spark situation. There was no spark at all in the marriage, and she decided to leave the marriage, and she got divorced, and we continued our relationship. However, we just couldn't get to a point where we could settle down together because she kept feeling this remorse that she left this guy who did nothing to her. But to cut the long story short, eventually I could not stay in this relationship because she wasn't giving me 100% what I wanted in the relationship. There was no commitment. She always felt guilty that she was leaving this guy who didn't do anything to her. Both of us had a great connection. The spark was always there. We were on top of each other all the time. Now that's basically what I'm trying to say. However, so the long and short of the whole thing is I eventually could not continue the relationship because she was not. I think it was just the guilt was just too much. So unfortunately the lady left. I wish she was here so that I could actually talk to her myself. But anyways, I left the relationship. She left, and guess what happened? She went back to this guy, and they now have 2 kids. So it's a crazy story in general, which I'm not sure how she's doing. I haven't had contact with her. It's over like 5 years. I'm married myself. I've been married for 5 years now since I left the lady. However, I'm just trying to make sure that this lady in question does not have this similar situation where she feels this guilt when she eventually leaves this guy. I totally get it. When you don't have a spark, the mistake has already been made. Marrying someone you have no spark, you guys just have nothing in common. It's all about having that friendship with your spouse. If you don't have a friendship with your spouse, trust me, as soon as you get to someone who you can establish a basic friendship with, someone who makes you feel like you, come on, man. It's just gonna happen naturally. It's just that the force of nature is not something you can cheat. Church or no church, family influence or no family influence. Forget about family influence. Stick to people downplay human emotions so much that it ends up putting them in trouble. That's unfortunate.
All right. Thank you so much for that contribution. Thank you so much. Yala, it's over to you now. Close the show. What are your final thoughts?
I'm just going to say that just be with who you love and who loves you. Like, that's just it. It's as simple as that. I know, like, you feel there are so many things to consider that will go wrong, but the thing is, things will always go wrong. Either way, like, things will always scatter. So just do what makes you happy, because, like, life is so hard.
Life is hard enough when
too
you are
hard.
happy, let alone when you are not happy. Why double your sorrows? I understand where you're coming from.
I just like human beings just make life harder than it's meant to be. Like you're so afraid that things are going to spoil, but you know things will spoil either way. Like things are going to spoil either way. Like it's sad. That's why you have to make yourself happy. Just make yourself happy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Daddy Freeze and Yella. Maybe we might continue with the topic tomorrow, or we'll continue with something else. If you learn something, do give us a shout.
It's for you.
You have gist for me. I'm calling you now. Once we get off the live, I'm calling you now. So, guys, take good care. Love you all, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. I'm calling you now. Pick your phone.